What's wrong, buddy?
Man, I've been training for track and field and I can't beat the world record in long jump.
Long jump? I can train you for that.
Are you even qualified?
Shut up! Let's do this!
Alright.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
My grandmother went faster than she's dead.
Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
Go, come on. One.
Nothing's gonna
No.
ever keep you
One.
down.
No. Two. No. One. All right. If you do one more, you get a donut. What? Now you want a donut, you loser?
What the hell is this all about? You think you're doing some slow motion montage in your head, jackass? Run!
Alright, dude, it's the big day. It's the big day. You ready?
I think so, man.
Alright, you can knock it out of the park? New world record?
New world record, long jump.
Alright, let's do this!
Alright.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
Hello and welcome back. Today is Tuesday, August 28th, and this is episode 56 of Noob Tube, a weekly independent podcast where we now hold several world records in track and field.
Hell yeah, and next up I'm going for some records in extreme dirt bike racing.
Dude, isn't that gonna be a little dangerous?
Only if I somehow fucking hurt myself on the Excite Bike cartridge.
That's true. You are such a wuss. I'm Yuzo Watanabe.
And I am Tobin and Yuzo, and this week we are talking about Bioshock and Brain Age 2, plus a cubic fuck ton of games we played at PAX. Like what, you ask? How about Rock Band and Ratchet?
How about Geometry Wars Galaxies and Mass Effect?
How about Phantom Hourglass and Uncharted?
How about we get on with the show?
How about that?
Alright, new releases include Lair, Blue Dragon, Warhawk, and Metroid Prime 3 Corruption on the Wii. As always, we'll finish up with our community sections, culture, and news, and of course, we have a ton of video voicemails to go through.
Yes.
It's amazing. But let's get started with our featured game, Bioshock, on 316 PC by 2K Boston, Australia.
Mr. Bubbles.
Ah, you're such a slowpoke, Mr. Bubbles.
Don't die on me, Mr. Bubbles.
Why did you die?
Get up.
Yeah, so Bioshock. This is one of the most amazing games to come out in a long time.
Pretty much.
I must say, it was long awaited. We were really excited about this, and I think it kind of like delivered.
Yeah. And
Like,
of
absolutely.
course, when you get it, you hop on, check out your friends list.
Oh yeah, of course.
Full of people playing
Full.
it all
like,
over the place.
I think I had like 20 people online. Maybe 15 of them were playing Bioshock.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
and all the blogs I'm reading, people are just like, I can't stop playing. I can't,
hell no.
can't stop thinking about it. I read Misery's blog from the forums.
Oh, yeah, I haven't checked
And
those
he's
out,
just
actually.
been writing like essays about just how fantastic it is.
Really?
So it is, just...
Oh, sorry. No,
It's
but it's
just
like
unstoppable.
it's getting top like 10 out of 10, perfect 10s from a lot of different review
Yeah.
places. I think we're gonna probably give it pretty good reviews, but let's not spoil anything.
I think it validates our love of System Shock 2.
Oh, yeah,
where it's like
big
that
time.
didn't sell as well, but we're just like,
Yeah.
this has all the same elements. Like this is seriously, like all of the things that were cool about System Shock 2, they basically ported them.
Yeah, well, all of the security mechanism with the security camera, all the droids, there was hacking, but it's done differently.
Done different.
Done
yeah.
very differently. But and the whole thing about how they kind of tell the story with the audio.
Yeah, they left little audio
I love
diaries
that.
around.
No cutscenes.
None.
And I think, that's kind of how you really should be making games now.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of look at how they do now, where you got Metal Gear Solid, you spend, 5 minutes fighting the end boss, and guess what? You get 15 minutes of watching a fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean the thing is they'll have moments where they take the control out of your hands. They'll have things
Rarely,
where
but
very, very rare.
very
And
rarely, yes.
I think it happened more towards the beginning when they were forced to give you a little intro.
A little bit, yeah.
And then after that, not really.
It's just like, hey, okay, you're not going to be able to interact with this Big Daddy. Let's show you what they can do.
Yeah.
Guess what? After that entire time, Big Daddy's walking around, and then like.
But there's moments where it's just like normally they would freeze you out and they'd be like,
Yeah.
let's do a cutscene, but instead you're just walking down a tunnel and like the ground starts shaking. You look
Yes.
over, next tunnel over, there's a
Which
Big
you can't
Daddy.
do anything about.
You can't do anything,
You know?
but
Yes.
he's fucking wandering around. You know it's coming. You're
They
like,
kind of did that with Gears of War a little bit, but I think they do a much better job of it here.
Yeah.
You know, and so one of the things, so there's a couple of key things I think they did with this game, which has moved the state of the art. So you take a look at all the games that are coming out now, you know, all
Yeah.
the stuff they do. This is what they did. So they took AI,
Yeah.
and they made it a real integral part of the game, and it's not just AI against you, because you have games like Fear, you have other games, you know, first-person shooters. All it is about like what kind of AI can you use to kill somebody?
Right.
Right. Now this one's like, oh, how do they kill each other? How do
Yeah.
they help you?
and how do
you-
they react when you hurt them?
Yeah.
Which is insane, where it's just like, I'm on fire, let me run towards the nearest water source.
Oh, there it is, right there. And like, you know, okay, let's run to the water source, put myself out. But oh, guess what? What kind of power do I have?
I'm gonna shock your fucking ass!
Yeah, it's amazing.
I
Yeah.
haven't done this yet, but somebody told me that you can light somebody on fire and then use your telekinesis and shove them into an oil slick, and it just all explodes.
Exactly, and it's amazing. And the best part I love about it, so there's you know about the medical centers
Yes.
that they have, and you can hack them and that so that they hurt.
Yeah.
So you like shoot somebody, and this didn't happen to me first time, right? I was like shoot somebody, they're like, dude, they're running away. I almost killed him. I'm like, what the fuck? And he runs around the corner. I see him like this little medical thing, and I'm like, oh, what's he doing? All of a sudden, health went boop.
They can
I'm like,
heal themselves.
fuck that shit.
Yeah.
So then next time I said, okay, let me go hack this and see what happens.
Yeah. So what happened?
So they run. They're like, "Oh, let me go do this," and I'm like, "Hey!" I just sat there and watch. Right?
Yeah.
He's like, and all of a sudden, this big like purple cloud or whatever came out, and he's like, "Bleh," and he just died, and it's awesome.
Brilliant!
Love it.
I've never seen that before in a game where it's like, because you can hack this shit and you go to the store and it's just like you can hack it and you get cheaper supplies.
Yeah, you know, get a couple of extra things.
You can hack the security cameras,
That's
which
cool.
will then send in
Yes.
security droids to kill your enemies.
I love
all
it.
that stuff. But then hacking the health systems that other
Yeah.
people try and heal themselves and they get fucked up is
I love
brilliant.
it. So, like, one of the things that I noticed when you do that, because you can pretty much hack everything in the
Yeah.
game. You can hack everything to make things cheaper. You can get additional items. So I'm going around. I'm hacking everything I see. And the hacking minigame,
It's the least fun part of the game.
and they make you do it. Well, they don't make you, but if you don't do it, then you're going to be playing at a disadvantage. You
Right.
kind of feel like you have to.
You feel
know
like
what I
you
mean?
have to. There's
And
two
I don't know
things.
if I like
there's,
it.
there's one, it's like I know that it makes stuff cheaper, and two,
Yeah.
I know that there's a hacking achievement.
Oh, there is. Yeah.
No, I'm
You
saying
got-
like I
yeah.
do that. So
Yes, yeah.
so knowing that, I was just like, all right, I gotta hack this, I gotta hack this, gotta hack this, and it's just like.
So when
God
you get
damn
the
it.
hacking achievement, will you hack ever again?
Not as much. I think
See.
I'll just hack. I'll hack a lot less, just because it's not that fun. It's like the
It's,
controls
what-
are a little. So
What kind of
it's
game
like,
is it? It's like there's like a puzzle pipe laying game,
Yeah.
right? Not
I don't know what to compare it to.
well.
So there's so this liquid
think
starts
games like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
liquid starts going through the pipe, and your goal is to rearrange the pipes so that the liquid gets to the end point without
And
spilling
you have
out.
a certain amount of time, so
Yeah.
you kind of like go here. And did you ever get any of the extra things that make the tonics that make hacking easier?
Yeah, I
harder,
made one.
things
I
like
got
that?
one where the liquid goes slower.
Yeah, so they have that. They also have another one where I think certain security mechanisms have different security levels.
Okay, yeah,
So
and it drops it.
It drops it
Yeah,
by
yeah.
one, so it's a lot easier. So I got to a point where like, holy crap, these things were hard because you'd hit a button and all of a sudden like you can't do anything with that block.
Yeah.
And if it runs into it, your game's
Yeah,
over. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Dude, that hacking one, that was the one that was in the dead body, right?
wait, what?
Did you find that one? So there's this one, you're walking through this crematorium, right? And
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
this body
Yes,
laying on a
yes,
plate.
yeah, that's the one I got.
So if you
That's
shove
so
the body
awesome.
into the fire, it disintegrates it, and there's a fucking
love
hacking
it.
thing in it, and you
Yes.
can plug it in and make it. Oh,
There's all
love
sorts
it.
of things in the game. Like I don't want to do any spoilers,
Yeah,
but there's
yeah,
things
yeah.
like where if you actually
That was
go,
kind of a spoiler, I guess. Sorry.
yeah, kind of. It was like
The
a puzzle. It was
secret.
a secret.
Yeah.
But there's all sorts of like these story things where like you listen to a diary, and when you actually go through it and listen to it, they're like, oh, by the way, so and so, you know, something happens in the game, and you're like, oh crap,
Yeah.
you better use that later, and you use it later, and then you unlock something, you find a tonic, you
Yeah.
do something. So it kind of rewards you to, what is it? Follow the story.
Yeah, it makes
And I
you
like
care
that.
more. You're not hitting point by point. You're not like,
Yeah.
let's get through this as fast as possible. Like I'd be talking to people online. They're like, yeah, did you beat this level yet? Did you beat this level yet? I was like, I'm taking it slow.
Yeah.
I would just go over and look out the window.
You're like, oh look, there's like,
And
oh,
it's just
no.
like I'd listen to all the diaries and I'd
Yeah.
poke into every corner.
Exactly, and that's what I'm doing too. So I'm actually only on Arcadia. I haven't had time to play it as much.
Yeah.
So that's the third
We're
level.
at PAX?
We were at PAX
We're very
the entire
busy men.
weekend. It's yeah. So I want to play.
Yeah, me too.
But I can't. But we also have Metroid Prime coming out. We have all sorts of other
I'll
games.
be playing Bioshock tonight. I can tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. What other cool stuff? Oh, the other cool thing that I wanted to mention about this game is that not only with AI do they do a lot of cool stuff, but
Yeah.
they do something with all of the guns and the plasmids So there's a lot of what you call emergent gameplay.
Yeah.
So there's things where you can go through the entire game just shooting your gun and killing everybody. And then, but if you use your plasmids right, like we were saying, you can like change the AI. So one of the things about the game, like the big daddies, right? They're like the mini bosses, and if you find them, you don't have to fight them.
Yeah.
But you should.
Yeah.
But you could set fucking traps all over the place.
Yeah.
So like, I go over here, I hack two security droids.
Yeah.
And then I go over here, I see the camera, I set the alarm.
Yeah.
So it sends guys after me, I shock it, I hack those, so I have these two little fucking flying guys around me. And then I get my proximity mines, and I lay them all in a path.
Oh, man.
At that point I say, and I start, I hit the
Yeah.
fucking, the big daddy's
daddy.
like, roar!
And
And
you
he
just
comes
get
after me.
fucked up in all your
Oh,
traps.
he's like, and like, then after that point, I did it.
Love
It's
it.
like, oh.
So I've only fought the first Big Daddy, and he fucked me up. Like, I didn't have as many traps
Yeah,
at that point
you
yet.
don't.
Like, later
You
on,
don't.
you start
The
getting
very
more
first one.
tools
Exactly,
in your tool
yeah, yeah.
chest. But he messed me up, boy. I was running all over the place, and it's like, he moves so much faster than you'd think.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're just like, he's like, rah, and you shoot him, he's just like, whoa! He's just like, boom!
With this big freaking drill right in your face.
Right off the fucking ground.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like the AI that they did for the Big Daddy. It's actually making me scared.
Yeah. And
Like,
what's up with the
AIs
ghosts?
don't do that. Well, the ghosts they did in System Shock.
No, but what's up with them? Like, I haven't
I
gotten
don't
to any
know.
plot point yet that explains why I'm seeing fucking ghosts, but I am. Because I'm walking in the bathroom, and all of a sudden, the entire
like
world
fuzzy?
gets fuzzy, and there's like a ghost like doing something at the sink. It's like, why can't I
It's
do
like
that?
I've spliced so much, and it's creepy ass shit.
The doctor that was just like had to make people. All right,
Yeah,
see,
see,
all right.
So we don't want to do any
It's
spoilers.
very hard to talk about this game without talking about all the awesome parts of this game.
All right, if by the time none of you guys have finished this game by next week, fuck you guys. We're going to be doing
Yeah,
spoilers
there's
because
gonna
we
be
really want to
spoilers.
talk about it. But
Where's Iron Gamer Challenge? Is that later?
Oh yes, later.
Okay,
So we'll be
all
back.
right.
So we've having a Iron Game Channel. We've been talking about it, but listen. I mean, we can talk as much as we want about this game, but there's so much stuff to talk about. It is by far, I must say, game of the year so far.
So far.
Like-
and literally the only complaint I have is the hacking, and that's
Yeah, and
not
like,
much of a complaint.
and you don't have to do it,
You don't have
technically
to.
speaking.
Yeah.
So it's
I
just,
wish, what I could say is I wish that they'd put in more mini games. I wish they'd
Different
maybe worked
minigames.
a little bit more on this mini
little
game
bit.
because it's
but it's so hard to complain about that when it's like
Yeah.
such a perfect game,
yeah.
right?
So besides
the story,
that, and the fact that they allow you to make the hacking easier,
Yeah.
they've. I can't complain much. This is
Yes.
still like, if anything, I'd give it like 9.9 if we gave points, but we don't. What do we give?
we give thumbs up.
Thumbs up, motherfucker.
That's right. And granted, we did play the 360 version. I've
Yeah.
been hearing some problems with the PC version.
Really? Like what?
It's the security, the copy protection.
Oh.
So they had this special thing where it, like the moment you installed it, it tried to go to the internet, and then you can only have it installed in 2 computers.
Okay.
After that, it won't let you.
How many people really
no,
put
I
it
know,
on 3
but
machines?
here's the thing. You can't deregister one unless you uninstall, and people were having problems uninstalling. So they basically end up using both of their slots, and they couldn't play the game anymore.
Wow.
Because, I don't know if your machine crashed or you
Yeah,
did something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
There's that, and there's the whole widescreen issue, but I didn't really notice it, where they made the widescreen by lopping off the side. I don't remember the exact
Chances
details.
are
but
it's going to be a vocal few,
It's-
and 99% of
fucking
everybody
care.
else is having
Exactly.
a fine time with it.
Yes.
There's always some loudmouth that's just like, when I did this thing that no one should ever do, things didn't work right. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And you don't need a strap for your Wiimote. God damn it.
I think a number of broken TVs would disagree with you on that one.
Show some fucking self-control.
That's right. So, Bioshock, absolute thumbs up.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's going to beat it until potentially maybe, what?
Ratchet.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it? See, I think it'll be a fun game, but I don't think it'll be a game of the year. Not like this one is.
Yeah,
'Cause this one's deep. This one's.
It's got the depth that Ratchet's not going to have. You know that right now.
Yeah.
It's not going to have it.
And we're going to talk about it later, but Mass Effect, I used to think that might beat it, but I'm not sure
Not feeling
anymore.
it so much.
I'm not feeling it so much.
Gosh, yeah, I can't tell you anything else that's coming up. That
Well, I mean,
think
Super
would be
Mario
a contender.
Galaxy, but
Yeah.
it looks like it might be another retread.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime, I don't know. Halo 3, we don't know.
Not gonna be.
But what else beyond that?
I'm
Crisis, maybe.
Crisis.
Yes,
Crisis could
maybe
do it.
Crisis.
Crisis could be like the Half-Life 2 killer.
Yeah.
And Half-Life 2 was.
Oh,
like,
Half-Life Orange Box.
yeah.
Episode 2.
But that's not going to a new game. It's not a new game.
But it's 3 new games in one! If you take Portal,
Portal!
Team Fortress, and
Portal!
Half-Life 2 Episode 2,
Yeah.
all together and make that one game, would it be Game of the Year?
That's not one game.
It's one box!
That's just like if you take like Free Chocolate and a Hooker and Mass Effect. Would that not be the best game?
Game of
ever?
the Year!
Game of the year.
Game of the Year!
Chocolate Hooker Effect.
I would pay that game!
I'm buying that.com.
Yes, that's right.
ChocolateHookerEffect.com.
Effect. That's awesome. So, enough Bioshock. What is the second game? Because we had no
The
time to
only
play anything
other
else.
game I got to play was Brain Age 2, and that's because I was on the plane
Oh,
going to
you know,
PAX.
I was going to, and I didn't. I
Yeah.
should have. I don't know why. Oh, you know why? Because I was playing Picross.
Ah,
I love that game.
So Brain
Love
Age
it.
2, it is very similar to Brain Age 1,
Yep.
couple new mini games.
All right, only a couple, or like all new?
Well, the thing is you know how the old one where you had to play every day to get new
Yeah,
games? So
yeah.
I've played every day. and
Oh,
I've
so
gotten
you only have like
new
three.
games.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's probably a bunch more.
But
maybe.
some of them are really neat. So there's ones where a song starts playing, and
Yeah.
then the notes are here on the left,
Yeah.
and you have to touch the notes on a keyboard as the
Do
song
you have to
plays.
read music?
Yes.
Wait, but are the keys lettered at least?
I think they lettered.
Okay, I would hope so, because if they just had black and white keys and a fucking musical staff, I'd be fucked. Because I never learned how to read music.
See, I didn't have to look too closely because I can read music, but I
Okay.
know that they would have made it. I mean, they're not
would've-
stupid. They're
yeah,
not going to
exactly.
be like, you have to learn the. You know, I hope you know particle physics to do this one.
It's like musical theory here or something like that. Yeah,
So
okay.
that's cool. There's a couple other ones. And then there's like some generic ones like Changemaker, where it's like,
Yeah.
I give you $5, the total is $2.57. You say, here's the change.
Are there any ones that with voice that you ran into yet? Because that was one thing I didn't
Yeah.
like about the first one.
Yep, there was actually a tough one. It's so hard. So they say, so it'll be rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
So it'll show up on the screen, rock, paper, scissors, somebody's hand doing rock, paper,
Yeah, yeah.
scissors, and then at the top it'll say win or lose.
Oh,
It's hard. It's harder than you think.
You see it, and you
Yeah.
have to either win or lose.
Yes.
But how much time do you have?
Well, I mean, it's timed, right? That's how well you do. So it's like a rock shows up, and then all of a sudden it's like lose, and you're like paper, scissors, fuck. It's like
Oh, does it do tie as well?
no, there's no tie.
See,
That'd be hard.
That's probably the advanced level.
Yeah.
That sounds
So
scary, actually.
I dig that. So that's a fun one because it's hard to get better at. Like I noticed
Yeah, yeah.
myself, I still just like every time you want to win, you want to win.
Well, it's kind of like the one where you see you have to say what the word says, but not what the color it is, and you say blue, except it's yellow with
That was
all
hard.
blue. Yeah, and it's like
That was hard.
So
besides that, there's new games. The mechanics are exactly the same. You train every day.
Yep.
It gives you your brain age. It gives you new games the longer you play.
See, I had a kind of problem with Brain Age. So, like, Brain Age was fun, and I did it for a little bit, and I had that exact same thing, but I got kind of a little bit tired of the mini games.
Yeah.
And it didn't have a long effect for me. Not like Big Brain Academy, where I was able to replay that a little longer.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Maybe
did it
there's
change
more
that at
games.
all?
Like maybe if I keep playing, maybe there's more games than there were in the first one.
Do you know if the multiplayer you can play more than just the multiplication one? Because that was lame.
awful. That was the worst. I don't know if you guys.
stupid.
Oh, I think we
Yeah,
already
yeah.
talked about.
We
that on
talked
the
about
show,
it, yeah,
But having one game for multiplayer, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, they were just being lazy. It's like basically they said, "Oh, we got to put Sudoku in it, so let's just
Yeah,
not do
that
the
was-
multiplayer."
oh,
stuff."
that was
Is
bad.
there another game like Sudoku with this one?
I didn't
'Cause
see it yet.
Okay.
Didn't see it yet. So I give a big thumbs up. I love
All right.
this brain trainer. You'll have to try it sometime.
I will have to try it. I have it. I just have not had a trip again since I'm playing Picross because I'm not done with it yet. It's a hard game.
Yeah, Picross is tough because it's like apparently there's just levels after levels. Like
Well, there's
even
there's 4
like
levels and
genius
I'm on
levels
2
or something. Yeah.
and it's getting really hard. So I'm just like, "Urgh." What's cool though is like I play it. It's like every puzzle's like 20 or 30 minutes. So the ride to PAX, I did 3 puzzles.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
I'm done. Like,
That's
whoa,
it. I mean,
we're
that,
landing.
that has got staying power.
I love
Picross
it.
it just keeps going.
Oh yeah, we got to do another 2-on-2 again.
Yeah.
So, all right, big thumbs up. Let's go through our new releases. There's a shit ton of new releases.
Yes. This is kind of hard because the new releases are going to overlap our seeing them at PAX.
A little bit. So I think we'll talk about them less because we will talk about them next week.
Yeah.
But we're going to be talking about a shitload of games that we saw at PAX.
It has begun.
It has begun.
It has begun. From now on, it's like every week we'll be like, so every fucking game in the world is coming out. We're going to try and play a couple, and then on
They will play them for like half an hour each.
you just angered about 1,000 people.
I'm just saying, like, we do not get paid for this for a living. We
Yeah.
have to buy them ourselves
I'm going to pick like one game a week. I'm telling you guys.
to hardcore play.
Yeah.
And everything else we might rent and play
Maybe
for a little bit
Yeah.
or something like that.
But it's on, and we've been waiting for this. We've been saying, bring it. So
So we're like,
we're both going to get fired.
Exactly. We're going to be taking 6-month-long vacations. But I think with this particular thing, we're going to be... so we're talking about 6 freaking games, but there's probably 12 we could be talking about.
Yeah, we're cutting the list.
I know.
All right.
So let's go to the first
Bring it
one.
up.
So the first one is a big, huge one. We're going
Yeah.
to talk about it during the PAX thing. We're also going to be talking about it next week. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. It is the 3rd in the series, obviously.
But you aim with the Wiimote.
You aim with a Miimote, and you got the little nunchuck. So you're doing some stuff. Everybody's been giving it amazing reviews.
Yeah.
Like 10s and 9s and shit. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, really? It doesn't look that good, but...
Yeah.
Again, we'll talk about it next week because this is a game we got to play. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
going to play it, so...
For sure. And then next up is Lair.
Yep, Dragon Riding Simulator.
Yeah. It looked okay.
Terrible reviews so far.
Yeah, I mean, like the
Controls
graphics.
suck.
Yeah, I mean, like it was supposed to be pretty,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
what was that other one where you rode on the back of the dragon for the 360? where you're the girl and you're like shooting all the other dragons. Yeah, I don't remember.
Dragon.
Or maybe it was for Xbox. Maybe it wasn't 360.
I think it was for Xbox.
Yeah. But anyway, that was all right. But this one, it's not. People are saying it's kind of poop.
And you have a PS3 now, so like, aren't you like starving for games?
I am starving for games actually, and I'm still.
Don't you want to play this game?
I'm still kind of hungry looking at this list.
This does not appear appetizing.
It's like eating celery. Speaking of celery,
this next game up is Warhawk. So I was excited about this game. I wanted to play this game. It was like, all right, Battlefield, online only, PS3, it's supposed to look amazing, and we played it at PAX.
Man, this is some shitty controls.
Yeah.
It was just, it felt like...
We'll talk about it, we'll talk about it during PAX. I mean,
so I'd say Warhawk we're not all that excited about, Lair we're not all that excited about.
And, I want my good PS3 game, so Heavenly Sword, you better be fucking good.
Come on out. We're waiting.
We're waiting. What next up?
Blue Dragon.
I'm blue.
That was bad.
Painful.
That was when we played demo, right?
Yeah, we played the demo of that.
That was some poop.
That was some blue poop.
That was like when you go to Vegas and you drink the Romulan ale and you poop blue.
I've never done that.
That's only me, but I'm telling you.
Is that at Clark's Bar?
It is actually at Clark's Bar.
Nice. Yeah, no, I mean, so what are big problems with it? I mean, there was no random battles, right? Or there was? Yeah, there wasn't because you had to actually hit the guy to start it. It's just really slow battles.
Yeah,
I think that pissed me off because you would use your special shadow and it would be like 30 minutes later you finally actually see the damage, right?
Yeah.
It's just like,
the only one that we liked of all the demos was the
Sonata.
Yeah.
And even then, Sonata was like...
It was the best of the
It looked really pretty and it wasn't as annoying, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Persona 3 is where it's at for a while.
Persona 3 is the shit.
Yeah.
You all should have that.
Yeah, play it, please, because I don't think it's selling that well.
No. Guild Wars, Eye of the North.
Eye of the North. So this is a new expansion. They have Nightfall. They have the first one. They have a bunch of other ones.
I got a demo disc at PAX with all 3 Guild Wars on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You should give it a try because I tried. What is it? Somebody let me use. I forget. I think it was like Omega or somebody. Somebody let me use their Guild Wars account. Oh no, it was a Gwenster. I think. Let me use his Guild Wars account, and I played it, and you know what? It was just like not very much fun.
All right.
Well, because the main thing was it was what you call an instant version of like WoW. Okay. So all the outdoor places would be instant. So you'd play and you'd like not see anybody. It wasn't until you actually started building a team and then doing the PvP stuff, which 10, 20, 30 levels later. So I didn't get to see everything, but regardless, it looked like crap.
Yeah, I've had that with a problem with a couple games lately, where it's like they're really focusing on this instance thing because they want to give you more variety.
And it's easier to do, technically speaking.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But then you just kind of end up feeling like you're churning all by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, why be in an MMO?
Yeah, exactly. And like people always ask us like, what is the best free MMOs? I don't know if we skipped that question or not, but it's just like. We need something different, I think, for MMOs for a while. So I'm not too excited about that, but I know a lot of Guild Wars fans are.
Yep. And the last one is Stuntman Ignition. Is this?
Do you ever play the original Stuntman?
No.
So the premise was you were a stuntman and you had to like basically do a scene out of an action scene out of a movie, and then you'd have to either do it right or do it cool, and you would get points, and the director would say action, and like 2 points.
It's kind of like Burnout. Like in
kind of, but in very
a scene for like the crashing.
Yeah. So imagine the crash scene, but more varied.
Okay,
exactly. So you do that. I tried the demo of the first one. And I didn't like it. Everybody says they fixed it.
Did you have that demo's out on 360 for this new one?
I haven't seen it.
Should be
because
it's better than
we should give it a try. All right. That reminds me, Skate came out and I didn't get to try that, so we should review that. Skate. So I know you don't like Tony Hawk, but this one is supposed to be different, so you might want to give it a try. It's just a demo.
I'll try it, absolutely.
We're not playing Jax as fucking Bioshock is coming out.
I know. But we got some stuff that may not be coming out next week, but that we played at PAX that we're pumped about.
A crap load of games at the exhibit hall. So let's start out. So let's talk about Penny Arcade Expo. We were there over the weekend.
Expo.
Seattle, Washington, at the Convention Center.
It is now the largest gaming conference in the United States.
No way.
Yep.
30,000?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. I read a couple articles about it where they said that with E3 gone, it is now the largest in the United States.
In the United States, because what is it? TGS is like 160,000.
Just enormous.
So Leipzig is like 180 or something like that.
But here in the U.S., the only thing we really had,
left?
and then E for Everyone.
Oh, that's gonna be shitty, dude. Because Microsoft pulled out.
Oh.
Nintendo is still there. Microsoft and Nintendo pulled out.
Oh.
So they're like E4. Who cares?
Yeah. Wow.
It's going to be bad.
The U.S. is a little bit weak in this compared to other countries. But
it wasn't until E3 got canceled. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but even still in variety, it was like just E3.
Yeah,
right?
You're right. Yeah.
But PAX brought it.
PAX brought it big time because it's like 30,000 people.
Yeah.
It is open to the public.
Yeah.
It is $45 for 3 days,
It's
$15
affordable
a
to
day.
everyone.
There's stuff going on from 10 until 3 in the morning.
That was the shit, by the way. It was just like as late as you wanted to stay up. That is
Yeah.
how late they were going to be open.
And you know what? I really loved about it. Like, I just about the conference in general. It's like when I got there. You know, like you're the only person I know that I can really geek about video games.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody there
Yeah,
is
actually,
like that.
they made us look like not geeks.
A little bit. Yeah.
Where it was just like, as soon as I saw the dude where he painted himself up like some character out of a game and he was just wearing tighty whities, it's like, you win, sir.
You win.
But yeah, it was
There's
awesome.
some good
the
cosplays.
culture.
The culture, the gaming culture. So one of the things I want to stress to everybody is that a lot of people were complaining, oh, I can't make it, oh, you know, I didn't have enough interest. You have now 1 year's notice.
Make it happen.
Even if you're in England or some other, you know, overseas place, make your effort to go if you are a hardcore
Absolutely.
gamer. And if you're watching Noob Tube,
You're probably pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
If you can sit and watch two dudes talk for an hour with no breasts, hardcore.
No mad breasts, anyways.
Yeah.
So that is what I wanted. So what are the big things? So some of the highlights.
So
first
Will
up,
Wheaton's keynote.
Will Wheaton keynote. Will Wheaton, he is the kid from Next Generation.
Yeah, he's Wesley Crusher.
Wesley Crusher. He's kind of annoying. I didn't like him in the show.
In the show, he was awful.
He was annoying.
He's
But
up there with Deanna in terms of shittiness.
Deanna's cute though.
But she was awful. It's
She was
just
awful?
Like, come on, like the Klingon would be like, I'm gonna rape your mom, and she's like, Captain, he's angry. Thanks, Deanna.
But she was hot.
She was hot.
Okay,
She was
so
hot.
yeah, okay. So
He's
he
a
was
big dork now.
He's a huge dork. He
Yeah.
has his own blog. He writes gaming articles, I think, for Wired
Yeah.
and a couple other magazines. And he brought it.
He really did. He was
brought
really
it.
funny. He talked for about half an hour, I think.
Yeah,
and
like
he
pretty
really
long time.
he started off with a couple kind of low balls. So he was
Yeah,
just like,
that
I
was-
hate Jack Thompson.
Blah, blah,
It was all this
blah.
easy
Woo!
stuff. But then he was just like, let me tell you about my history with gaming. Let me tell you
loved
about
it.
like, and it was hardcore. It was like I
man.
resonated.
Yeah,
Where
because he
was-
would talk about the stories of like going to the arcades, and, like finding these things, and being so obsessed about it. Exactly
And-
what we did,
and knowing
you know?
where the games were.
Yes.
It's like there's that 7-Eleven down at that corner that's got that one Street Fighter, but they don't have this other game.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like all the best places. So yeah, we really resonated. He talked about a lot of stuff. You know what's awesome?
What?
They recorded. I don't know about videotape, but they recorded his whole speech, so
Oh, nice.
you can actually get it on Penny Arcade site.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So
cool.
you should
go
listen to it.
Yeah, go check it out.
It's really what do you call like invigorating. It's almost like going to a Tony Robbins positive thinking for gamers. You know what I mean?
We're all part of the cult now.
Yeah, right.
I want to go buy his book.
Yes.
Meh.
Meh.
And then after that was Gabe and Tycho,
Yes.
Mike and Jerry,
Mike and
slash
Jerry's,
whatever they're. Yeah, I don't know what to call them
arcade.
because people call them Gabe and Tycho to their face and they respond.
Isn't it weird?
But they're Mike and Jerry.
Yes, we're Tobin and Yuzo and Tobin and Yuzo.
Yeah.
So it's
Tobin
no
00 and Stab in Face.
Yeah, so they talked and they were hilarious.
For two dorks, do you think we could be that funny on
I don't
stage?
think so.
No, we could not.
No, because he's got that level of funny that's deeper.
Yeah.
For a long period of time, and I think you know, like our jokes kind of fall flat sometimes. So you know what I'm talking about.
So they were. So they just
they were
went up there,
hilarious.
and they didn't have any topics. They're just like we're-
answer questions.
We're just going to answer questions, and the questions,
wow.
you know, were even when the questions were awful, which most of them were, they still
Yes.
riffed and made it funny.
Yes, and like the weirdest one was that really like cracked out guy. He's like, you know, are you paranoid? And like they actually did a pretty good job handling that.
Yeah, this guy was out of his shit on some sort of drugs. He's like, "Why'd you do that?" And they're like, "What?" He's like, "Set me up."
And it's like, are you paranoid? Are you paranoid?
Yes, that was creepy.
It was really creepy, but they did a really good job handling it. And they're
so
hilarious. So,
that was all really fun. There's apparently a couple of those. I didn't go to all of them.
I went to the draw your own or strip. So they
Yeah.
take the Penny Arcade. So if you look at the last week's one, you can actually see it. But they took it and they draw it and they answer questions about it. And then like
While they're doing it.
and they'll take requests. They'll say, oh hey somebody, you know, hey draw the hot dog fairy, do this,
Yeah.
and it's like it's hilarious. So
Yeah.
you missed that out because of some
Oh.
other reason we'll talk about
Yeah.
next actually, or in a bit.
Yeah. So the exhibit hall.
Oh wow.
So last
Man.
year we were there and we talked about it. It was too crowded. It was too small. So it was
yeah.
very fun.
There was like maybe 2 places where you can actually play games.
Yeah. And the rest of it was demos, and it was kind of
Like a
like
lot
you
of
had
crap.
to elbow people off
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
get to one little thing. This thing, they filled a warehouse the
Oh my
size
God.
of, you know, God knows what.
Yeah, Microsoft was there, Sony was there,
Yeah.
Nintendo was there, Namco Bandai,
Yeah.
Capcom maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you name a game that you're
Jesus.
excited about. It
was
was there, and it was playable.
Yes.
Playable. It was like,
That was so
I walked
amazing.
up and it was just like, oh wait, there's the new Katamari. Yeah, I played the demo for. Wait, that's not the demo.
it's
shit,
the
that's
whole
the
game.
fucking game.
I can play it for more than 3 minutes, and it was
And there was
really
no
fun.
time limits, but people were sharing. They were being
Yeah.
cool about it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still, it was just like if you wanted to geek out and play for a long time, most of the demos just didn't stop you.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like they would end and like you needed to play the level again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But there was a lot of good stuff, which we'll be talking about the top 3 and top worst. But the exhibit hall, again, like
They
if
did
you
it right.
can't- If you don't live in Europe and you can't go to Leipzig, you don't live in Tokyo and you can't go to TGS, you no longer have E3 to go to, sneak into.
Yeah.
Penny Arcade is the only place you'll be able to play these games 3 to 6 months before they come out.
And they were giving shit away, which was really
dude.
hilarious.
Oh, by the way, they gave. You know how many freaking t-shirts I got?
How many?
I got like 7. So I got this
Nice.
awesome. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have this awesome
It's God of War, that's-
God of War
yeah.
PSP. What is it? Chains of Olympus, and he's
Yeah.
got freaking Kratos on the side.
Nice.
It's awesome. That's
Kratos is being destroyed by your underarm. He's like fighting.
I got right card. It's all right. It's all right.
So yeah, we got all kinds of free shit. They were like handing out demo discs. One group, I forget who it was, were giving away your weight in ramen.
That was impressive. It was the Naruto
Naruto game.
guys. Yeah. Wow.
So they're like, come up, give
Weigh
us your
yourself.
weight. Yeah, weigh yourself, which was funny because I was wearing my backpack. Someone was like,
dude, that's like another 50 ramen at least.
So if they picked your name out of a hat, they're going to send you home with your weight in ramen.
That was awesome.
Some people were giving away video cards worth like hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Like video cards and motherboards. Let's see, where they had like what is it? They had SingStar
Yeah.
on stage. They had like big competitions. What else?
There was just all kinds of stuff being
like
given away.
contests and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
They were giving away shot glasses over in this one side that was really funny because it was like roll to see if I get drunk.
I didn't
Which
see
is
that.
awesome. It was like they had the world's smallest dungeon.
Yeah.
So you'd walk up and there'd be this dude with a big
Yeah.
die, and you'd roll the die,
Uh-huh.
and he'd be like, okay, you got a 17, so I'll tell you that what you're looking for is a necklace, and it's not under the table. So then you go in this tiny little room.
Oh, so it's an actual real
It's called
room?
the world's smallest dungeon, and they shove you in this room. And you have to come
better.
back out with a prize, and if you get it, they give you something.
Do you have a time limit or
Yeah,
something?
it was like
or-
1 minute.
Oh.
But you're like rooting around the room. There's like all this weird shit on the walls. There's like strobe lights and stuff. I mean, so they had such a good time.
And
with
what'd
this
you
stuff.
get? What'd-
I ended up getting
Like M&Ms or something?
Yeah, I got M&Ms and I got
Ooh.
like some game art from the guys.
Gotcha,
so it was
gotcha.
like it was such
That's
a
pretty
good
cool.
time.
Yeah, because what I loved about it is a lot of the exhibit halls, they would actually make a game out of the stuff they were giving away.
Yes.
So if you went to the Sony booth, they'd give you this form, and you'd have to go to these different stations and either participate in like feats of strength or
Yeah.
accuracy or whatever. And by the end, you go in there, you either like win a free T-shirt or a free like PS3.
Yeah.
So
Compare this to that, like the GDC.
Oh, yeah,
where
it's
if you
totally
go up to
different,
these
yeah.
people's things, it's like there's a bunch of dudes kind of stand there listlessly, and they'll talk to you a little bit, but they basically got a pile of shit to give out, and you walk up and they're like, "You want this?" And
Exactly.
like, not really. It's a mouse pad with like a dolphin on it. I don't understand.
I don't think I want that.
But these guys, they got it. Everyone was just like, you're here to play games.
It's gamer culture.
Yeah,
and, like,
and it's just like, even if it's a game to get some free shit that you don't even really want, you're playing games.
exactly.
And it was worth it. It made
It's
it
fun.
made it so fun.
So yeah, the exhibit hall is a huge part of it. We didn't even talk about like the free PC room. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of contests which we never did because we all suck.
Yeah. And then they have rooms with all the tabletop games.
Tabletop game, we did that. So we
did
played
that.
Munchkin, Cthulhu Munchkin. That
Yeah.
was fun.
It was really fun.
And we were just walking around. We were like, let's
Yeah.
look at that. And the guys were like, hey, want to play? We're like, sure.
Sure, why not? So we just sat down. They'd never played it before. They'd played variations of
Sure,
it.
yeah.
And we just sat down. We learned the rules.
Yeah.
And like these guys, the biggest problem with dorks like us is you
Yeah.
run into guys that don't lose gracefully. So
Yeah.
this game of 5 people, 4 of
remember
us are
that guy.
gonna lose. 4 of us are gonna lose.
That was hilarious. And guess who won?
Yuzo won. That's
right,
And
first
like
time
came
playing.
from behind too. It was like everyone else was winning, and then all of a sudden you're just like level 8, 9, 10 done. So that was cool.
And all these fuckers ganged up on me too,
Yes.
but they could not take me down.
We tried.
But that guy was like, we had this special thing about the rules. We weren't sure. We're like, nah, I don't think you can do that. You got to do this or that. And he's like, he was getting kind of a little angry, but then he says, all right, cool, it's all right.
And that's how you got to be. You just got to
sir.
argue your point, and then you let it go.
Yeah,
it's
and
just
some
like
people don't
everybody
do that.
disagrees on the rules and let it go.
But that
Most
was
people
fun.
don't do that.
But dude, it's like open from 10 to 3, so people playing board games all night long.
And it smelled like it.
That's true. It did.
Yes. So we thought that we'd heard a rumor that they were going to give out free deodorant in the
I
gift
haven't
bags.
seen it, yeah.
Not true.
But you got to admit, the smell was not as bad this year.
No, it wasn't.
Because I think it was bigger, because we weren't like smashed in with everybody,
Yes.
and we weren't like...
It's a convention center with good ventilation.
And good body space.
Yes.
Except I did catch a few whiffs, but not anywhere near as bad as before.
Yep. So What was up with the retro console free play room?
So the console free play room, real quick, for the users, you can go and you can check out games and consoles and go play, like any of the PS3, Wii, Xbox 360. And we did that. I played Rez, because I haven't played Rez ever. And I heard it's an awesome game, and I checked it out. It's great. But then, I'm like, where the fuck is Tobin? I'm like, all right, and then I see there's a retro console room. You can play Atari 2600, NES, SNES, what else?
They had Vectrix,
Genesis Vectrix,
Atari.
Genesis,
They had
everything. And then all of a sudden I'm looking, there's a huge fucking crowd around. Like Tobin's like making these jokes, and I'm like, what the fuck are these guys playing? And I go and I see this game with this little guy with these headphones on. He's making ice balls and he's pushing stuff, and I'm like, what the hell is this game?
Kickle Cubicle. The best game I have never heard of.
I know.
So
Nintendo Entertainment System.
So the story was, me and Sam were sitting there, and we tried a bunch of games. We're like, hey, Kung Fu's cool. Guess what? Kung Fu sucks.
No.
We were playing a couple
of
games.
You played Contra 2, right?
Played Contra 3.
And that was
terrible.
Yeah, hard,
so we played a bunch of games. It was kind of disheartening. We're like, these retro games aren't as fun as whatever.
Exactly.
So we're about to get up, and these guys are like, get off the system. We got Kickle Cubicle. I'm like, what is that? And they're like, I don't know, but it looks retarded. So they never played it. They never played it. And the funny thing is the guy that was running the joint was just like, he was fucking with him. He's like, you guys can't switch games. You know, he's like, you have to play that. So they come up and they start playing, and Sam and I are about to leave. We're like, whatever. And the game was kind of clever. It was like, you froze people and you had to solve
puzzles. It's like
puzzles.
a puzzle game, like map-based. Yeah.
And I started talking shit on the guy. I was just like, oh, you'll never get that guy, whatever. And then his 30 minutes were up.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, get off. I'm going to take your game from you. He's like, oh, you wouldn't do that. I'm like, no, but we can rotate.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, because
I was getting there, and all of a sudden you guys are passing the controller around, and I'm like, this reminds me of when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I had that kind of like, that weird, I got sucked in, you know? I was here and I'm like, I feel like I'm 12 and I'm trying to beat Super Mario.
And you walk up and someone hands you the remote. Which is just awesome. It's just
like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then I'm doing it, everybody's like, and there's cheering going on. It's like,
so at one point we probably had 15 or 20 people just all gathered around. There's about 5 of us playing.
Yes.
And Kickle Cubicle, I mean, I'm not saying this in a cynical, sarcastic way. This game is fucking fun.
It's really good.
It's hard. It's fun. It's just it's got all these great puzzle elements, action elements, whatever for NES.
It's for a NES game. This actually has a lot of deep, what is it, like good puzzle design.
Yeah. And I'm gonna throw up some funny pictures because there was this one-eyed chicken pirate guy that you had to fight. And I think Yuzo took some. You think you took some film?
I took some film of beating it, and I also have some pictures of us just rocking out with the game.
Out through the game.
So we're gonna try to do them up while we're doing this.
So we got thrown out of there 2:30 in the morning. They're like,
we didn't finish the game.
We didn't finish the game. So everyone's like, all right, guys, we're meeting up tomorrow in the afternoon.
3 o'clock.
Finish it.
And we were there, we got to the free play console room at midnight. So you guys were playing for 2.5. We were playing for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then we got there at 3 and we played another hour and a half.
So anyway, we showed up the next day. We beat it. It was awesome. Everyone showed up the next day. It was just legendary. And that is why we went to PAX.
Yes.
Shit like that. This is us gamer culture, playing old school games, having a good time.
And that might have been the highlight of PAX for me, which is really kind of weird.
It's kind of weird, but it kind of makes sense because that's the essence of gaming.
Yeah,
it's like social and it's problem solving. It's cooperative.
It's a bunch of people, random strangers getting together and just having a good fucking time around a game.
And there was this guy that was really shy and he wasn't very talkative and he wasn't honestly very good at the game.
No, he wasn't.
But he was a fucking hero for this one level where there was these lightning bolts everywhere and there's no way to solve it, and he solved it in one shot.
And he just went.
Boy just ran from beginning to end and solved it, and everyone's just on their feet. They're about to pick him up and carry him out the door.
I bet you he felt like a fucking king.
He did. He was a hero.
And he deserved it.
So
we didn't get anybody's names or anything.
I know, we didn't get shit. We handed out NooBTooB stickers, so maybe they'll contact us on the forums.
Yeah, but man, that was probably the absolute highlight. So if you guys ever get a chance, if you get in an old retro NES place, look for this game. It's called Kickle Cubicle, and we know sometimes they're hard to get, so you can probably find it in other places.
Who knows where?
Who knows where?
Interweb
or Usenet. So, so what
else was social?
What else was social? Our Noob Tube get-together at GameWorks.
Yes.
So sorry about all the scheduling snafus that we ran into, but we eventually got there. And how badass was it to be walking down the thing and somebody say, "Hey," and he pointing
at his shirt, and it fucking said Noob Tube.
Here for the chips, man.
Here for the chips.
Here for the chips.
That was awesome, dude. Thank you.
Badass. He came out and watched the the Will Wheaton one with us.
The Will Wheaton one.
And so we had 3 Noob Tubers. We had Here for the Chip, and I'll throw up pictures. We should throw up pictures. We had Here for the Chips.
Yeah.
We had TV Jesse, brought his girlfriend/sister. Not sure.
Oh Jesus.
I'm not sure. But and we had Krennic.
Krennic.
And unfortunately, what happened?
So Krennic likes to buy people pitchers of beer.
No, before that. that?
Oh, before that, my bad. Sorry. Before that was the people at GameWorks coming around being like 18 and over.
It's like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was like 18 and over, and you know, TV Jesse tried, boy. He was just like, he was like hiding his face whenever they're like ID, please.
And he's like, what?
So TV
And we
Jesse
tried to fight, right?
We tried. We're just like, oh come on, let him finish his game. They're like, no, get the fuck out.
Yeah, we're gonna call the cops.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you guys.
It's a fucking video game place. But,
Exactly.
so here for the chips, the TV Jesse got kicked out.
Yep.
The heavy drinking began.
That big time.
The evening
Jesus
spiraled into
Christ.
disaster, and it was awesome.
Yeah, next time we see Kredek, I think beer's on us.
I think so. Kredek just kept showing up. We'd be like, oh man, this is delicious. And he's like, oh yeah, really? Bram.
Yeah, and like,
How about 2 more pitchers?
What was awesome was like we'd be moving around different games, and he'd have fucking stashes.
He had stashes.
He'd be putting them like on top of things underneath. If we walk in, we're like, man, my
about-
fucking beer's almost empty.
How about the Taiko game? Behind the drum. Behind the drum of the Taiko game, he's like, Bram, how about some beer?
beer? And I'm like, oh, okay, God, we got so fucking wrecked that night.
I
Oh my
slept till
God.
3 p.m. the next day.
I was up till 12. I must have like at least 7.
Yeah.
You probably had 20 or
I don't
something
even
like
know.
that.
It was a disaster.
So the Kredek, mad props.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
That was really fun.
Yeah, it was a lot
And
of fun.
it was great seeing the community. It was great having you guys come out. Next year, we had 3 this year. Next year, I want 30.
Yes.
I want you guys all to show up.
Fuck
It was
that, 300.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So that was
everybody,
awesome.
All you NooBToob, is that the last thing on? No, we got the games. So all you guys need to go and start making your plans right now.
Yeah.
Save up the money. It costs a bit to get to there if you're not already there. So make sure you go.
Yes, absolutely. So just to kind of sum this up, we've been talking about PAX for a long time, but Yuzo and I just want to kind of talk really quick about the games that our top 3 and our bottom 3.
Yes.
And, maybe a sentence or two why,
Yeah,
because that would be stupid otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So we'll give our impressions.
Yeah.
Our impressions of the game.
You want to switch around and start with worst? Or you want to go with best first?
Let's do worst.
All right, worst.
Okay, so we'll do back and forth. Your worst game.
All right,
that you saw.
my absolute
Or
worst.
most disappointing.
Most disappointing was actually a game that I hadn't heard of, but everybody. Well, there was people. Okay, Dark Sector.
Oh, I heard about that one.
I hadn't heard about
it, dude.
This game was horrible. It was like this guy had this big fucking.
Like a glaive. It was basically a glaive. It was like some sort of special, sword, thing, and you threw it and it would boomerang back.
But you'd throw it and like. It would hit somebody or miss, and you're standing there. It's like shung 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 shung, and you're just standing there like this, like waiting for it to come back.
You can't do anything.
You can't do anything else. And it's just like then I switched over to the gun.
Yeah,
and it was just awful.
I couldn't figure out the cover part. I was like, I was trying to shoot people. It was bad.
The point is
really
people
bad.
walked up. Like I was playing. There's 2 or 3 of them out there. I was playing for a couple of minutes. People would walk up and pick up the controller and then put it down and walk away.
Did you see like the developer there like crying?
No, they
He's
should.
watching
That was
you.
so. Anyway, I don't even want to say much more about it because Dark
Yeah.
Sector was shit and this game was awful,
Okay.
and I don't want everyone to play it. What's yours?
All right, I'm gonna give this one. A lot of people are actually gonna probably give me a lot of hate mail for this.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube. But I must say, after watching the the 20-minute demo of Mass Effect, I'm actually not as excited anymore. And here's my reasons why.
Yeah, all right.
The reasons why is that they made a big deal about the conversation, and a lot of the game is just you talking, and it's all very cinematic. They did a really good job there, but I got bored.
But also, what were they saying about the conversation?
Well, they were saying before about the conversation, you would be able to interrupt people. So they would be having this long, big-ass speech, and you'd be like, no, fuck you. I want to do something.
Which is what you want to do in every game you play.
Exactly, yeah.
That was a lie.
And maybe they do it in other situations, but for the big ones, you do it, and you would wait for them to finish, and then you would talk. And the thing is, like, all the 20 minutes of the demo, like 18 of the minutes was just showing them talking and choosing dialogue trees.
Yeah.
And it was like...
It wasn't that compelling either. It wasn't
exactly,
like
yeah.
actiony.
And maybe if I'm playing it, it would be different. So I want to give a little...
We'll give it a shot when it comes out.
Oh, hell yeah. But it's just like, I used to think that this was going to be the game to beat, and now it might be Bioshock.
I did feel that way, too.
And we saw the combat, and the combat seemed cool, but not groundbreaking.
Right.
You know what I mean? So until I see more groundbreaking stuff, I'm going to actually be a little bit reserved. I'm not neutral on the game. I'm still going to say probably buy at launch.
But it's a disappointment.
It's a disappointment.
Right.
Because it was so hyped.
It didn't knock your fucking socks off.
So fucking hyped. Exactly. So that's my take, and that's probably your original. Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's the way I felt. The only thing, when you were talking, the only thing that I thought of is, like, sometimes you can finish people's conversations by hitting a button while they're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe you can push a button, select your conversation tree, hit the button again, and they stop talking, and it jumps to yours.
Maybe. But I'm thinking maybe it's probably with more, like, inconsequential characters, where you're just, interrogating them or something like that. But if you're actually doing a lot of story and exposition, they probably don't let you. So that's my guess.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Which is just not right. That's not
If
right.
the talking in the script is good, and what we saw, it just seemed really kind of like space opera, a little hokey.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. So next up, we actually just talked about this on the new releases, but I want to say second biggest disappointment for me was Warhawk. I heard that this was going to be fun. Me and Sam again we walked up and they had 2 controllers out. You can do multiplayer.
Yeah, but you couldn't play against anybody else, which was just weird.
Yeah. So it was boxy, like you'd kind of run around the ground and it's like you felt very like stickish. So you'd hop in the vehicles and you'd be flying around and it just
that was hard to control.
It was swinging around
really
and
hard.
it just didn't feel
Did you get
responsive.
into the Jeep at all? Did you try
No,
the
I
Jeep?
didn't try the
Okay, the Jeep was a little easier to control, but even so, I didn't feel the visceral reaction.
But so in all fairness, I didn't play any gameplay. This was all multiplayer, and I don't generally like multiplayer in these types of games anyway.
And first-person shooters either.
Right, but I have to say, even within the multiplayer, if the first-person flying feels like it did, I'm not going to like it. It really felt boxy and crappy.
This made so after playing the demo, it made for me. This is also one of my top 3 disappointing. It made it so that I may rent it now. Before I was going to buy it online. Like it's out right now as of midnight.
Oh.
So you can download it on PSN right now. I was going to totally do that until I played it at PAX. And then I'm like, maybe if I see it in Blockbuster, I'll pick it up. But it's like maybe.
Wow. Yeah. So,
which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate.
All right. And then what else?
I think that's it for me for bad stuff. So let's do
my last bad stuff, which I hate to say this actually, was the Penny Arcade Adventures game, and I'm not gonna say for sure.
But this is what you saw of the demo.
It's just what I saw of the demo. I'll put up a real quick clip right now while I'm talking.
Yeah.
But the dialogue and the art is top notch.
So it's funny.
It's hilarious.
That's
it's
good.
beautiful.
Okay.
The combat looks silly and repetitive.
It's basically JRPG style combat, right?
And it's just literally like you walk into somebody. Here's 3 dudes. You're like, I attacked this guy. I attacked this guy.
And it was really slow.
Very slow.
Like with Persona, at least you're like hitting it. It's like a very actiony type feel to it.
You can rush. You can finish it in Persona.
Yeah,
all the innovations that they've made in Persona, I didn't see in this. So I'm not feeling it like I was before.
If it's because I don't know if you heard about it. It is episodic.
Yes.
That doesn't help you probably not much for this game, but it's also on Xbox Live Arcade. So, I mean,
it'll be a free demo.
Hopefully, it'll be a free demo, and we'll give it a try. But that's it for disappointing games.
Now, how about awesome games?
Oh, awesome games! And my number 1
is my number 1 too.
Is it?
Yep.
Rock Band.
Rock fucking Band.
Everything everybody has said about this game is true.
It is that fun and more.
It is easily it actually may be Game of the Year in a different way.
In a different way.
In a different way.
Oh my god, the feel of it. I mean, we cheated a little bit because we were on a stage in front of hundreds of people. Like, we got up on stage and played. So when you're playing at home, you're not going to have spotlights and big fucking booming speakers
and
people screaming. So I mean, we had the experience of being rock stars.
That's true. Very true.
But the game kicks fucking ass.
Oh yeah, so I did we played Suffragette City, David Bowie, which is an amazing song.
Yeah.
I did vocals, and the vocals, one thing, I don't know if you guys played any of the characterization games, but they judge really hard. So I did it on hard, and actually I didn't do as well as I normally do. So I was like, holy fucking shit.
It'll make you work.
It'll make me work. It'll make me better. But I talked to the developer, and he was like, oh yeah, we tuned it. It's better now.
Interesting.
What did you try?
And then,
did you want to play drums?
I wanted to play drums, and this dude just fucking gang rushed up there and grabbed it.
Kind of annoying, huh?
Yeah, so he just kind of snagged it. But shit, to get to any voicemails, we're gonna have to just kind of list the rest of these.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
All right,
so Rock Band.
Rock Band was fucking awesome. We've talked about it before. My second favorite was Ratchet and Clank. The demo is everything.
It's a beautiful game.
It was playable. I played it, and I pretty much had to change my pants afterwards.
Yes, easily.
Number 1 and 2.
So yeah, both sides.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, Geometry Wars Galaxies for me. I really liked it a lot, and the controls were good. Took some getting used to though.
Yeah,
but it's going to be. I think it's going to be worth the game, even though it's not $5.
As good as the first one?
Better.
Nice. All right. So
as long as the controls are good.
That game.
As long as the controls are good, because it has 9 different galaxies or something like that. So it's going to be awesome.
And then my last favorite was Uncharted, which you had thought was not going to be very good. Well, when you played it, it wasn't good.
Yeah, but I hated the combat.
You hated the combat, and they fixed it. The combat is almost dead on Gears of War. So it's like
interesting. Okay, I did read that.
The crouching is good. The aiming is good. It's very visceral. It's very quick.
Because if they fix the combat, this is going to be a great game.
Which is a great sign because it sounds like they listened to the users.
I think maybe it just wasn't tuned or something like that.
I think they listened to this show. I think that they actually it was you. I think Yuzo made this game better.
Absolutely. So
thank him.
was it Naughty Dog? Somebody? Yeah.
So he gets a percentage of the.
at least 1%.
At least.
1 point, please. Did you try any of the platforming?
No.
Okay, so you
Just the
gotta
combat.
try the platforming. Platforming was awesome, and I don't think they had to touch that at all.
Right.
Last great game for me is going to be Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass.
I didn't get to play this!
I waited fucking like 20 minutes and like watched this stupid guy like not figure out the simplest puzzle. I'm like, come on, dude! No, first one on the left, then the second, and I'm like, oh, just
Yeah, be
you know
a
what I mean?
backseat gamer.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
No,
like,
I was
he's
cool.
like, he dies. You're like, are you done now?
Exactly. He's like,
You want me to show you how to do that?
well, that's what I'm fucking thinking. It's
Yeah.
like anyhow, but it's everything everybody says to me is an amazing DS.
So the touch walking around is actually
feels
it feels
good.
great.
And like you're tapping on enemies and you
Yeah.
swing your sword, you arc it, you swing this way, you spin around, he does a spin attack.
I was a little
it's
worried.
Great.
I was a
No,
little
no.
worried because it just seemed very intensive.
So if anything, out of all the games, it seems like a standard Zelda game, but they nailed the controls. Nailed them.
good, and that's what Nintendo's just getting really good at.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. So that I think is going to be
That is our Monster PAX
Yes.
wrap up.
Sorry about the delay. We do have a bunch of video voicemails, but let's quickly go over some of the site news.
Yeah.
We had a Bioshock Iron Gaming Challenge, and the winner is...
Kellene by a fucking yard.
You are a fucking machine.
I was watching this and it was just like, I went over and was like, hey guys, I played last night, I got 90 points. And he's like, oh, that's funny, I've got 800. And I haven't slept for a week.
And what was annoying, he's got 1,000 points while we were at PAX, so there's
Yeah.
nothing we could have done about it.
Yeah. So we got
Nothing.
back. Kellene had 1,000 points. You can't beat it.
No.
He has won.
He's won.
We give you props. Kellene won the Bioshock Iron Gamer Challenge.
Yes.
Doesn't mean the rest of you shouldn't keep playing and get 1,000
No,
points.
get the second and the third. I mean, there's going to be second and third place. And I think what everybody, we're not going to give newbies necessarily because it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. So everybody, when you see Kellene's post, give him like a newbie. So
Yeah,
like he gets
yeah.
a bonus for being
Exactly.
IGC. So please do that.
And the last thing is, we got to mention the Sam & Max giveaway. People
That's
are
right.
dropping some fucking awesome
That's
flyers.
right.
So
the
we're
flyer
giving away
contest.
Sam & Max.
Sam & Max retail copy.
For the best flyer, what we're going to do is Yuzo and I are going to pick our favorite 5 or 6.
Yeah, out of the top, whatever.
And then we're going to put it up for you guys to vote on the forum.
Exactly. And the winner will get this game and maybe some spare T-shirts we got at
Yeah.
PAX or something.
You know what? I might actually send out a GameWorks card with $20 on it.
That's a great. If they live close to one.
Maybe we should do a separate contest for people that live in that city. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But anyhow, it's really great. Put up your things. There's already about like 8 or 9 copies.
And people are putting up some badass things.
and hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious things. With us like on fucking robot bodies
I
and
know,
shit.
love that.
Love it.
Oh, someone put up a really good Bioshock theme one.
Nice.
So it's really good.
So speaking of Bioshock, our first voicemail is from Ralakai.
Hey guys, this is Ralakai from the forums. Haven't posted in a while, but I just wanted to call and say Bioshock rapes your face and makes you love it. Every second of it. That and
Bioshock just raped my face.
Yeah, it's raping all sorts of my body. Actually, it's.
I like that NooBTooB style reviewing is becoming popular, where it's just like people call in, they're like, yeah, Bioshock raped my mom, it was awesome.
It's just like, oh, that game was too hard. It was like rape my mom level. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
So we could not agree more.
No. Absolutely.
Yeah, so next up, Filipino
we
13.
have. Isn't we have like 4 video reviews?
Yeah, we have
Oh,
video
you
reviews
guys
all
all
over
rule.
the place. Is awesome. Here's first one.
Hey NooBTooB, Filipino 13 LLB here, and I heard in the last episode about Yuzo's game that he wants with the Wii Planner function, and they're actually thinking of putting the Wii Planner function in some Wii Virtual Console games. The site's vcreviews.com, and so what do you do you think it would be cool for like motion sensing to be in some Virtual Console games too, like Wave Race 64 for instance? But it would probably slow down the production time for other games like Metroid Prime 3, and it would most likely cost extra money to buy it. So what do you guys think? Yow!
We like the enthusiastic yow.
Yes, vcreviews.com. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So I would say that would be awesome.
I would love it, but I don't think it'll ever happen because you have to go back to the old N64 code and then decompile it and then figure out how to make the.
They're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
They're
no.
not going to do it,
It's-
but
ain't
it would
gonna
be
happen.
cool.
You know what would be cool is if they just took Wave Race 64 and then made Wave Race Wii.
Yeah.
See,
Like
so
kind
that's
of port
probably
it.
better, right?
Port it forward.
Yeah, that's a better use of developer time, so I think that's going to be much more likely. But I want more motion control.
Absolutely.
Done well.
Yes, absolutely. But it's not going to happen on the Virtual Console games.
No, not at all. It's like saying, oh, why don't they just make give you achievements for Xbox One games when you play on 360?
Exactly.
It ain't gonna
exactly. Next one up, I swear to God your name is Cow Launcher, but I'm probably wrong.
Hey, Noob NooBTooB. This is Cal Welcher from the forums. I just wanted to get your general thoughts of PAX. And I was just wondering with Bioshock, which happens to be an absolutely awesome game, I was wondering if you thought maybe they spent a little bit too much time on making you hack stuff. I mean, I think I got the 50 hack achievement by the 2nd level. And now I'm on like the 4th or 5th level, and I'm starting to get really sick of hacking. Anyway, great game. I love the show. Yow!
It's a good yow.
It's a very good
Very good yow.
Yes. As we already have in our Bioshock review, yes, there is a little too much hacking. They could have made it more varied.
Yes, that is. You hit it right on the head.
Absolutely.
But like we said, that is our only complaint.
Yeah.
So that's not much of a complaint.
Yeah, and you don't have to hack. Just remember that you can buy auto-hacking tools.
Yes. So our next one up is unknown. We didn't give us a name.
Yeah, please give us your name when you call in. It's
Please
really
do.
handy. And where you're from.
Yes.
Hey NooBTooB, I've got 2 questions for you. Do you think it'd be worth it to buy a Nintendo DS right now, or do you think a next-gen portable Nintendo system will be coming out soon? And my second question is, what are your specs on your computers that you play your games on? Because I just want to know and see if mine is comparable. See ya.
Yow!
Good God.
That's a scary yow.
It's like he came right out at me.
So the
Buy a
first one,
DS?
Buy a DS. There's not going to be a new DS for at least a year, if not a little longer.
Even still buy it.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking DS, dude. You can't lose.
Get the DS. The DS is probably the best gaming platform besides the PS2 to get right now.
It is, seriously. I mean, like, we
there's so
like,
many
we
good
have listed
games.
so many good games on this
Yeah.
as a yes.
And it's portable. If you don't own a portable solution at all, like, you got to get a DS. It's
Yeah.
the best portable console.
Nintendo not going to come out with a new one anytime soon. I don't
If
think.
they do, they're going to have a little slot in the side to play all your DS games and a fucking other GBA slot on the other side, too.
Slots everywhere.
And it'll be like an Atari 2600 slot. I mean, it's going to be fucking insane. So don't worry about it at all.
And so our PC stats, mine's actually pretty simple. I've got a dual core, not a core duo, sadly, and it's a 3 gigahertz, and I've got a 6200 NVIDIA.
6200. So I have a AMD dual core as well. I think it's like 2600. So it's actually kind of old. I bought it 2 years ago, so I need to upgrade pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I have a 7800 GT.
That's badass.
Which is
More badass than mine.
It is more badass than yours, but I need to buy a new one for Crysis. So I'm actually keeping my eye out for 8000 GTS, probably 640 meg.
Yeah.
And I have 2 gigs of RAM, which you need. These days.
So for real, we both kind of have a little bit weaky machines,
Oh, but I think by Crysis we're gonna have new ones.
we're going to have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, the next one now we got to do. All right, Ty Show.
YouTube, this is Taisha Hirameshi from the Grim Hunting series on YouTube. That's also where I watch your show. I was just wanting to say you guys freaking rock. Keep up the great work. You guys just make me laugh every freaking time. I wanted to know what your guys' opinions are on MMORPG games today. Is it just me, or do some of them start looking the same? I don't know, it may just be me. What is your favorite free MMORPG game? Would love to hear from you guys. Bye.
So
That was an interesting costume.
I actually kind of dig that.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
As long as we don't get like a cosplay video as long as we don't get male cosplay videos every week.
Female cosplay viewer videos are
Bring
well
it.
welcome. Yes.
I would like lots of those. So favorite online MMORPG.
Like free or not? I mean,
He said free.
Did he say free?
Yeah, he said free, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we just thing is like we just cannot. But with NooBTooB, we cannot play MMOs anymore. And if we did, it would be turned into the Warcraft show or the blankety blank show, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we just can't do it because it just takes so much time.
Yep. I like we just don't have any favorites right now. That's just not our. That's not.
I like EverQuest. I like Warcraft. Every other game that I've played so far, and I've tried all the trials, just isn't as good as Warcraft to me.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why bother if I'm not going to play Warcraft?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry. But cool costume.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah. So
I guess he has some sort of like show on YouTube, just like us, that he's trying to cross promote.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, buddy.
That's right.
So should we just go on?
Quickly to the skip that last one.
Okay, so
what's the listener homework?
Listener homework is what is the first PS2 game you owned? Do you remember?
I do.
What's yours?
Actually, you first.
I don't remember. You lied!
No, see, I bought the PS2. Oh, I know why.
Oh, wait, I do know.
So I did not buy the PS2 at launch because, number one, it was really, really hard to get at the time, and there weren't any games I really wanted to play. So I waited about 6 months to buy it. Or so, and the reason I bought it was because I was a Tony Hawk freak.
Nice.
I love Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
I think it was Tony Hawk 2 or 3 that had network support. So it was one of the first games. So I'm like,
you had to buy
fuck
the network
this.
adapter for that?
So I went to the Sony Metreon. I went to the store.
Yeah.
I bought that. I bought the network adapter.
Yeah.
I bought Tony Hawk. All as one package for like $400. I mean, shit. Granted, the PS3 was like 500, but still, it was like altogether, it was really expensive. And I played it for about, say 3 days. And everybody cheated because they had action replay, and they were cheating. And I stopped playing.
That's cold.
Online.
That's cold.
And
so I was a late comer.
That sucked. Yeah.
So I didn't actually
late?
get my PS2. I actually didn't get it until
like a
Time
year?
Crisis 2 came out on the PS2.
That's like
It was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's
5
like a
years
year or
ago.
two after.
There was a year or two after it came out, and I didn't get it until then because
Wow.
nothing was really compelling for me. But
You're
I
a PC
loved
gamer,
Time
weren't you?
Crisis. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a PC gamer. That's the
That's
thing.
right, yeah.
But Time Crisis 2 came out. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Instead of spending $20 every time I go to the arcade, I can buy this and shoot the screen.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Shit, I didn't even mention that. Time Crisis 4.
Yeah, Time Crisis 4. Hello.
Fuck.
It was
So
really
that was
good.
awesome. It was like, it looked better than the arcade, and the arcade looks good.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, like, they have these two different sensors you have to drape over your screen.
Yeah.
And what was funny was, like, the person before me, she was like, I'm shooting, it's not going. And she was like a fucking inch away, right? So she could see it. And I didn't say anything. I didn't want to help her out
Yeah.
because she would keep on playing. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's broken.
Yeah, give me that.
And then I stepped 2 feet back and started playing. It was awesome.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good.
So, Retro Gaming Club is still Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, so we should be switching it this weekend,
This
probably.
weekend.
So Gwen should be switching it up. But, yeah, go on the forums and go talk about it.
Absolutely. So that is
Wow.
it. That is our show, the PAX Extravaganza. That
was a lot of PAX.
That was a lot of PAX. So hope you guys enjoyed it. That is our show for the week. So check out our website at NooBToob.com, NooBToob, and participate in our forums by clicking the big forum tab at the top of the page. Also call into our free voicemail at 888-233-8480 or send an audio or video file like all these dudes send in the video files, which is awesome, and send it to feedback@NooBToob.com and be featured on the show.
That's right. We will do video, then audio, then voicemail, then actual thing. That's the order of
Video
what we're going to
wins.
do. Video wins. All right. Also, be sure to subscribe to our audio and video podcast on iTunes, right off our front page. And if you're watching the video on YouTube, make sure you click the big orange subscribe button right up in the corner over there. We're at
We have like over 1,000.
1,080 or 90-ish now. It's like growing like by
Going for
5 or 10 every
2,000.
day. Yes, 2,000.
Yes.
And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe or rate our video with 5 stars right on Tobin's junk. Rate his junk 5 stars. Buy the mouse pad. Touch it. We have a rapidly growing group on Facebook at 82 members now, up from 50 last week.
Doubling.
Called Noob Tube Listeners. So just search for Noob Tube under groups on Facebook and join it.
Hell yeah. So...
So that's it. That's all for this episode. I am Yuzo Watanabe.
And I am Tobin Kazire, and audio engineering for Noob Tube is done by Range Nerdcore Strunk. What? And thanks for listening. We'll see y'all next week. We're out!
Hello and welcome back. Today is our Tuesday cast right now. Hello and welcome back. Today is Tuesday, August 26th, and this is episode... Oh, it's screwing it up already. Alright, Tuesday, August 28th, and episode 56.